Welcome to your in-depth PreForm training. While we covered the basics of PreForm in a previous video, we'll be going over the features of PreForm in more detail so that you can confidently customize your print settings for your application. Let's begin once more on the right side of the screen, where you will find the information about your print and the printability checks that PreForm does to ensure success. First, you can switch between the standard workspace and the dental workspace to better suit your application. Your job setup window will show your selected printer, resin type, and layer height. Below this, PreForm Summary will estimate the print time, total layers printed, and resin consumption for your print job. Click on the circular arrow to update the print time estimate. Next is the print validation section. Here, PreForm will flag any potential issues it finds within the print job. Under supported models, unsupported minima, and any sealed off hollow areas called cups. PreForm will flag for undersupported models anytime there are not enough support points to ensure print success for a model. These areas appear as red shadows on the model. Using the slicer tool can show you your model layer by layer to help you understand where areas need more support. PreForm will flag for unsupported minima anytime there are certain layers of your model that are not able to connect to the main part or to the build platform using a support point. Without that connection, this floating island will not peel when the platform raises. This creates a blind spot in your printer's optical path and will likely prevent a large amount of the print from forming. Unsupported minima will be highlighted as bright red layers. Cups are hollow areas of a print that are facing the tank. These will appear as yellow layers on your model. Without a sufficient drainage point, air and resin can get trapped in the hollow area, creating a suction cup effect on the resin tank's flexible film during the peel step of the print process. This can lead to print failures and potential tank damage. In order to resolve this, reorient your model to eliminate the cup or add an air hole to your model in your CAD software. Finally, we have the model list. This will show the file names of each individual model in the print job. You can use this to select specific models for manipulation, duplication, or deletion, as well as hide the models that are not currently being worked on. Right-click on a model in this menu to access a list of manipulation features. Next, let's go through the toolbar on the left. The toolbar holds several automated functions to assist you in creating a successful print. It's best practice to work through the tools from top to bottom. To start, we have one-click print. This option will automatically lay out, orient, and support your models so that you can get to printing as fast as possible. Once one-click print is finished, you can send your print directly to the printer or go back and fine-tune the models as you see fit. The next option is the scale tool. This tool may be helpful if your model doesn't fit in the build volume or if you simply wish to adjust its size for your use case. Scaling can be used to size your models larger or smaller. By default, the scale tool is set to 1 or 100%, meaning it's true to its original size. You can also choose to change the dimensions on a single axis. Note that all axes will scale together proportionately regardless of the method of scaling used. As for orientation, Formlabs recommends applying a 10 to 20 degree angle on your parts in 2 axes. This is for best outcomes when printing with supports in SLA printing. This allows for a gradual increase in the amount of surface area each layer has, ensuring an ample foundation for subsequent layers to form. There are a few ways to use the orientation option to orient your model in PreForm. The Auto Orient feature will provide recommended orientations for your model. The Orient to Face feature allows you to select a specific part of your model that will snap flush to the build platform. This feature is especially helpful if your model has a large, flat side that you are printing directly on the build platform. The Orient by Axis feature allows you to type a specific degree into an axis of your choice. The Orient to Bounding Box feature encompasses your part in a virtual cube. You can then choose which face of the cube you wish to point downwards towards the build platform. Lastly, you can use the manipulator tool on the model itself to fine-tune your choices for orientation. The Edit menu also has an undo feature if you change your mind about an adjustment. Once your part is oriented in the space, it's time to create a raft and supports depending on the model. To start, it's highly recommended to use the Auto Support feature to apply an initial generation of supports and then edit them as you prefer for your model. Doing so allows PreForm to prioritize areas of minima to ensure they're amply supported. But before applying auto generation, there are a few choices you should make in this toolbar. First, choose your raft type: full raft, mini rafts, and none. Formlabs recommends a full raft for most prints, as this ensures your part is easy to remove from the build platform without damaging the model, and creates reliable early layers for part adherence. If you're using a build platform flex and your model has a large flat surface, you can decide to print directly onto the build platform. For this feature, choose None, and the base of your part will adhere to the build platform. If PreForm still finds that there are areas of your part that may need support, you may see the creation of mini rafts for support structure creation or some internal supports. Choosing mini rafts will raise your part off of the build platform, but will create small circular rafts for each support pillar. This feature can save on resin consumption, but mini rafts can be difficult to remove from the build platform and will not separate easily when using build platform flex. Selecting Raft Label will print the name of your file on your full raft. If you're printing different files in the same job that look quite similar, raft labels can help you differentiate between those parts that have those subtle differences. The Support Density option will adjust the amount of support touchpoints across your model. Lowering the density will create fewer support touchpoints per square millimeter, while increasing it will create more. Lowering the density too far could result in print failures. Increasing the density can help with dimensional accuracy by giving more stability against peel forces. Touchpoint size determines the diameter of the support tips touching your model. Each material has a default tip size to ensure print success. Lowering the tip size can lessen the support marks left behind during post-processing, but reducing them too much can result in your model breaking away from the supports during printing. Increasing tip size can help a print withstand peel forces better, but will leave behind larger marks on the part and may require additional post-processing. Once supports are generated, you can choose to lower your touchpoint size on select support structures in the Support Editing menu. This can preserve aesthetic surfaces and lessen post-processing in hard-to-reach areas. Internal supports are supports that connect from one part of the model to another part of the model and not the raft. This will be enabled by default. You may wish to deselect this option if the internal supports are in an area where they cannot be manually removed, such as in the middle of a hollow model, but it may be necessary for print success in certain orientations. Support editing allows you to fine-tune your support structures after they've been auto-generated. Clicking Edit will bring you to a support editing tool which can either create supports or select and edit supports. Choosing Create will allow you to use a brush tool to create a wide swath of supports by clicking and dragging the cursor over a designated area of the model. With this tool, you can adjust the brush size and the spacing of the supports that will be generated by your selection. Choosing Select and Edit will allow you to mass select a group of support structures in the same way. You can then press your keyboard's Delete or Backspace button to remove support structures, or edit the touchpoint size of the selected supports. The Support Preview allows you to visualize where you can place internal supports and see both ends of the pillar's connection points. After you are done changing your supports, press Apply to save your changes. Closing the Edit Support screen without pressing Apply will revert the model's supports to where they were before you chose to edit. The Layout screen will help you position your models to maximize the space of your build platform. Here, you can also duplicate an existing model in your workspace. Pressing Layout All will move your oriented and supported models around the workspace to ensure they fit efficiently on the build platform. Model spacing will designate the distance between each model. Increasing the distance will limit the number of models you can fit on the build platform. Lowering the distance could help fit more models onto the build platform, but could risk models overlapping and merging, shown by the red outlines around the models. In some cases, overlapping just the rafts can maximize space and assist with adherence to the build platform when working with especially small parts. Select the Overlap Rafts feature if it is appropriate for your print. The Lock Rotation feature ensures that if you select Layout All, your models will remain in the direction they are currently oriented. Leaving this feature unselected will allow PreForm to rotate your models to optimize space. The Duplication feature will allow you to create duplicates of your model along with its supports. Input the number of duplicates that you wish to add to your workspace alongside your original model and hit Create. PreForm can quickly arrange multiple copies of a model in a grid layout with array, duplicating the support structure and orientation of the original model. PreForm will show you a preview of additional models that can fit into the grid in a lighter color. You can increase or decrease the number of models on each axis. Mirror Model helps you quickly flip parts on the x-axis to create a mirror image of the selected model. When flipping a model, that model is transformed into a mirror image of itself. We hope this PreForm training helps you understand the many features available to assist you with model preparation. Our support team is always happy to assist with print setup or questions about PreForm. Simply email us at support@formlabs.com.